morning and welcome to the Fort Bend Voter News. My name is Cameron Hill and I'm with and part of the Fort Bend Election News Editorial Board. Thank you for being here. Please introduce yourself and tell us why you're running.
Thank you so much. Hi, I am introducing myself as Tyra McCollum, and I am asking to be the next choice for Judge of Fort Bend County Court at Law number 2. I am running because I have been in the county courts at law for the past 24 years. I've been working in those courts as a prosecutor in the district attorney's office. I've enjoyed, though, most the last almost 20 years as serving as the juvenile chief. And as a juvenile chief and as a prosecutor, I've been in those courts. I've done the work of those courts. I've been a trial lawyer, and given the work and the speed of the work, the pace of the work, and the heart of the work. Having been there and understanding it, I think that's what makes me the right candidate at this right time. I'm as excited to be able to bring that skill set, my experience, to the community. I believe there is no better time, no more right time for our young people, our emerging adults, our juveniles, to be able to have someone who can fight in their corner. And then the last thing that I would say about the why that I'm running is that I'm a product of what this community is. Having been from the East End, I know what those courts need. The courts, while they have civil, probate, mental health, juvenile, and criminal, there's the property work of the court, but then there's the people work of the court. I am ultimately committed to the people work of that court, that which involves our juveniles and our young people. They need somebody who has been there so that they know where they need to go.
Great. First question. You think that are needed in our justice system?
So I think the biggest change is that we need to offer opportunity as opposed to punitive measures all the time, which is there is a place for punishment. There is obvious hurt in our own communities, and we deserve that justice in our own communities. But there is also the opportunity to do better, the opportunity to give our young people, to throw them the lifeboat that they need. Diversionary programs do that. When we offer them the kind of support and we go to the heart of what the problem is. You have to know what the difference is between a hiccup and a crime. Young people make mistakes. And when we make mistakes, we need to use the court system as a place of rehabilitation and a place of restoration as opposed to a place of punishment. I believe that knowing the difference when we need to punish and when we need to restore is key, and it takes the landscape and the background experience to know how to do that.
Sounds good, Jay.
Hi, I'm Jay Malhotra, and I'm with Indo-American News, a print publication. For the last 41 years, I've been the publisher, and then I also have a radio show called Indo-American News Radio every Saturday, and we hope that we can have you on our show one day.
I'd love to.
Soon, before the election starts.
For sure.
But I was listening with interest at some of the things that you mentioned that you did or you were involved with as a prosecutor in the DA's office. Some of these diversionary measures are already implemented, I suppose.
They are. At my inception, yes.
I see. So, and for young people, for juveniles especially, that's very important so that they can have a good foundation to move forward. So, as a judge, do you think you would have the right tools to be able to direct juveniles who've made a mistake into one of these programs, or somehow to rehabilitate them?
Tools is the key word there, which is what's a tool if you don't know how to use it? What's a tool if you don't know what to do with it? And in Fort Bend County, we are fortunate to have access to resources to give to our kids. That is really one of the benefits we have of living in a more suburban community. And so, yes, I know what those tools are. I supported and created a substance abuse program that is a diversionary program for our kids, vaping, right? We need to give them a platform to be able to solve that as opposed to punish that. Sometimes they're experimenting, they're making mistakes. We've got to provide the place to elevate that. I instituted a family violence crisis program. our kids have had a tough space in the last year and a half. They've lost opportunities at school and their outlets. And so family crisis has been a problem. I provided a program for that. It is about knowing what our kids need, being familiar with the landscape, and then being able to do with it. If you want to solve a problem, you got to know what to do with the tool, and then you have to be able to do it.
Follow up to that. Can you talk about the success rate for some of these diversionary programs, and also, is there adequate funding for these?
So I'll say what I've always said, the numbers will bear themselves out, and we'll see. I think the fight starts with let's try, right? We know that if we don't try, the number is always going to be zero, success. And so we start somewhere. I believe that over the next year, we'll see what these diversionary programs do. I think we'll see it with our kids going back to school, and we'll see the result and the fruit of our labor. We got to give ourselves a chance, and the safe bet is let's bet on our young people. Let's bet on our kids. Let's bet on what we can seed into them. The bench has an incredible ability to do that, an incredible influence to do that. And I believe that when we offer that from the courtroom, it can't help but to trickle down back into the community.
Yes, well, but you talk about the funding for these programs. Is it at there? I mean, the county has to bear the costs, right?
The county does, but let's look at what that cost is, right? There's a numerical cost, and there is an emotional cost. So we are fortunate in that here in Fort Bend County, our juvenile board is very generous with the services and the programs we offer our young people. We have services that are here in Fort Bend County. We have the ability financially to send our kids out of county to get them the treatment that they need. So in that regard, yes, we are a richness of resources. Then there's the emotional cost, right?
Sure.
Because if we don't, what have we cost our community? What have we cost our kids? And so the investment is a real one. It's a tangible investment on the work side, but it's also an emotional investment on the heart side. I think that a judge that has been there knows how to balance the two, and the benefit will run completely to our young people and to the community.
Cameron?
Sounds good. As we do our closing at this time, please speak to the voters and tell them why vote for you.
I think the real big why is that I represent everything that is wonderful about this community. I am from the East End with parents who were high school graduates. I had people at Willow Ridge High School that seeded into me. And so I believe that you give that back and you pay it forward. I went to University of Texas, I went to University of Houston at law school, and all along the way there was somebody who planted into me. I believe that's the plant I need to be in the bench. That's the plant I'm going to be on the bench. And so the why is that I know what the cost is to the community if we don't. The why is not what happens if we get it wrong. The why is we've got to get it right. I believe I'm the person to do that. My background and my experience says that I'm the person to do that, and my heart says I'm the person to do that. I don't like to use slogans, but if I had to do one that was pure and pierced to me, it is truly that I am the right person for the right time. And sometimes there's a season for a work, and there's a season for a person to do the work. I believe I'm in that season, and I'm that right person in this right time.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Judge Judy.
Thank you.